for a number of years when I was moving around the country with my husband, and continued to practice accounting after I finished, we moved, and CPA wasn't available for me to continue. When we came to Kansas, we've been here 21 years. We shortly after had twins, and when my twins went to first grade, I went to law school because I happen to have 5 kids, and paying for college for 5 kids can be quite the challenge. So that was the plan, and I went back to law school, and I've been in the private practice of law for a number of years. We bought, in 2004, we took over the ice rink out in Shawnee. It's called Ice Sports. My husband is from Chicago, so I am actually truly a hockey mom. I have 4 sons that play ice hockey, and a grandson who is enthralled with hockey, but he's only 2 and a half. So when I took over the rink, I took it over 2.5 years ago. I took over managing it because our managers could not figure out that you can't spend more than you bring in. And that seems to be a really big problem with our government, not only our federal government, but our state government as well. They seem to feel that they want to be able to spend however much they want and finance it however they want, put the financing of it on the backs of the people. I obviously do not think that that's appropriate. When I look at the numbers and the things that have been going on in our government, it's very, very upsetting to me. I had considered politics for quite a while, but my youngest just graduated from high school. So they are now going on, and the plan was that I could now go to Washington and not worry that I've got my small kids at home, and I would be able to be focused on what I need to do. So what really happened in April was that I was sitting here, and the health care bill was, to me, the last straw. And I'm sitting in my ice rink, and a salesman came in, and he seemed very distraught, and I said, so what's going on? He said, it's just crazy. And this was the day after Obama had signed the health care bill. I said, yeah. I said, you mean the health care? He said, yeah. I said, you know what? The only thing we can do is vote in November. And that's what I want all of you to remember, that this whole message is about, is the only thing we can do is vote in November to make the changes that we need to get this country under control. When he said that, I realized that everybody gets it but our government. Everybody gets it but the people in Washington. They seem to have some kind of a sense that it doesn't really matter. But the reality is, I am the only business owner that's running a business. I am the only candidate with an accounting and CPA background. I am the only candidate that actually has to make a payroll. And with my payroll, cap and trade could be devastating to us. Our utility bills are $10,000 to $14,000 a month because to run 2 industrial compressors 24/7, that's what it costs. Cap and trade would put us in a devastating position, as many, many businesses. I talked to a gentleman who owns a business that maintains servers for healthcare companies. They are wanting him to continue that because of the healthcare bill is requiring all the reporting. For him, he told me last week that cap and trade would put him under. I really believe that small businesses are not getting the respect that they need. I believe that politicians are playing their political games. I've never been in politics. I don't owe anybody anything other than my obligation to the constituents of this district to vote the way they want me to vote the way that will bring jobs to the 3rd District. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. Vote you voted August 3rd. Thank you.
All right, next we'll hear from Craig McPherson, please.
Good afternoon, and thank you also for having me speak here. A lot of people have different reasons for getting in this race, but I think all of them are kind of uniformly good. We're upset with what's going on in Washington. We've heard this over and over again thus far in the stump speeches. But the question we must really ask ourselves is, who has the ability to change what is going on in Washington? Who has actual ideas as opposed to just an understanding of what's wrong. And I believe that's how I would distinguish myself in this campaign. Let's go back a little bit through my history. I grew up in a small entrepreneurial household, learned very early about the importance of small business to our economy. I learned that really America's greatness is in her people, not in her program, and that actually regulation does have a strong impact on what we do at that small business level. I continued and got a degree in economics, actually politics, philosophy, and economics, where we looked at the interplay between those. And I attended a law school where we also looked at the economic impact of the law on our society. Today, when the cardinal issue for all voters here in Kansas and the cardinal issue for voters across America is the economy, I have precisely the background that will put us in the right direction. Now to those actual policy ideas. I propose that we go along with, I don't know if you know Congressman Paul Ryan from Wisconsin. He's proposed the roadmap for America's future. In short, it's a politician being honest with the American people. If we do nothing, then the entitlement programs upon which so many people rely will not be available. We must simply be honest with the American people. We need to do something now to be able to have those sustainable into the future. And that's why I think the Roadmap for America's Future is the key solution. We have to set those benefits for individuals who are immediately dependent upon them, and then work towards those who are yet to retire, and make the benefits be able to be there for them as well. And I've also proposed a program called America's District. It's actually an initiative where we're trying to get individuals involved here at the local level. Individuals involved themselves personally, and with charities and churches and private organizations looking to the local community rather than the federal government to help those who are in need. And this is really what America has always been about. We've been a very philanthropic nation, but one that does not need the ever-oppressive arm of the government telling us what to do. Because simply, though we may have a moral obligation to those around us, there is no reason for that moral obligation to become a legal obligation. Now, how many of you watched this healthcare debate as it was going on? Yeah, quite a lot of you. And how many were upset with what went on? Absolutely. And how many of you believe that there are too many career politicians who are more interested in themselves than doing what is right for the American people? This is particularly why I am in this race, because I believe it is time for someone that is willing to stand up, even against party leadership, to get things accomplished. My name is Craig McPherson, and I am your candidate. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will hear from Tricia Light, please.
Thank you, Mike. And thank you to the Elephant Club for having this event. I want to commend you for being brave and inviting 9 candidates to a small forum. And also, I want to thank all of you for being here, and hopefully your lunch won't go down sideways after listening to 9 candidates. My name is Patricia Leitner, and before I forget, I want to mention that I'm married to David, and we reside in Olathe with our 2 daughters, Isabella and Ina. I am a lifelong Kansas City area resident. I moved to Kansas when I was in high school. And a lot of you remember me, hopefully, as a former state representative. I represented the 29th District of Overland Park. I left in 2004. I was there for 6 years. Prior to that, I served with the FAA as an enforcement attorney, and also with the RTC as a litigation attorney. But since leaving the legislature, I worked for HSBC, a global bank, as a vice president of state government relations. I was there 4.5 years, so I have a bit of a background now with financial services. I got involved in this race because I was concerned, and I did this, by the way, a year ago.